computer. Here it goes. While LinkedIn only has a tiny fraction of content compared to other platforms, it has huge organic reach. I have people telling me they see my articles on LinkedIn on a regular basis on Google. Here's one I wrote trying. Here it is. So trying to get me into bed and first date on LinkedIn. So I wrote this article back in 2015, and you can still Google it, and it got great traction. And basically what this article talks about is, you know how a lot of people send you a connection request on LinkedIn, and the very second you hit that damn response button or accept button, they're pitching you. And you know, my whole thing was, well, don't pitch people. People want help. They want communication. They want authenticity. They want people who are real. So many people out there on LinkedIn, they try to go for the kill so quickly. In fact, on my profile, you will see the videos I've been creating on a regular basis. And mindset, here it is. Share sound.
In lead generation and marketing on LinkedIn. Over the last 9 years of being a LinkedIn wizard, I've noticed
hopefully you guys can hear that.
The ones who have great mindset are the ones who are the most successful on my LinkedIn lead generation program. If they don't have the right mindset and they believe that the lead generation or marketing on LinkedIn might or might not work, then the results are usually not great. So many of my clients want to go for the sales message and the kill right away, and I have to inform them that people don't want to be sold to on LinkedIn. They want to be helped.
Yeah, so people want to be sold to on LinkedIn. They want to be helped out. So my whole strategy going forward from 2021 on, because I took this $5,000 what do you call it, video creation program that told me how to create videos on LinkedIn to get traction. And the whole idea is, how do you build an inbound marketing funnel on LinkedIn that eventually outperforms your outbound marketing funnel? And the way you do that is by the content you're posting. So people want to, once again, find people who are posting content and helping you out on a regular basis. And LinkedIn is important because it has a great job board. But even now in 2021, I have people telling me, well, isn't LinkedIn just for jobs? Absolutely not. It's for connection. It's for creativity. LinkedIn is like a 24/7 networking meeting, and you don't need to wear pants even, right? Because you can be on your Zoom thing right now. I'm wearing pants actually, but you can be on your Zoom computer or your computer using Zoom, and you do it from the power of your home. While COVID has provided a lot of stress and tragedy in this world, I think it also has provided a lot of opportunity for people to realize you don't actually have to go somewhere physical to be in business. And I realized that a long time ago, and I try to tell my clients, you absolutely have to change your paradigm on your company to doing most of your stuff virtually. Because if you do that, then you can do all your sales and marketing over the whole world. And I have clients all over the world. I have clients in the UK. I have one client in Brazil. I have one client in Bulgaria. I have clients in the US. I have clients in Canada. So, but the most important thing I feel personally is, your LinkedIn profile. That's where it starts with. Your LinkedIn profile is more than a resume. It's your personal brand platform. It's a marketing tool to expand your network and grow your credibility and bring you authority. It can help you stand up from your competition, show off your successes, promote your events, build a massive following. I have a coach who started out with 20,000 connections on LinkedIn about a year and a half ago, and now he's up to 140,000 followers. And all he does is he puts a video on his feed from his profile every single week, once a week. But the videos are great, well produced, like the one I showed you beforehand. And and then when you have 140,000 followers on LinkedIn, and I've seen people who have millions of followers on LinkedIn, and I'm sure you have also, that starts creating that inbound marketing funnel that people just talk to you and they say, hey, I want to hire you. I saw your stuff. It sounds great. Where do I sign up? And that happens to me all the time. Your cover banners and photos. Everyone's heard the expression, you only get one chance to make a first impression. Well, when you go here on your LinkedIn My Network page here, and you see people who are sending you a invitation here, I know myself personally, a lot of times I'll even decide whether to connect with them even from their headshot. So when you do your headshot on LinkedIn, make sure you're smiling. And as you can see on LinkedIn also here on my screen, look at all the events I have, right? So I'm not sure if you guys are using the event platform, but I'm using the LinkedIn event platform now since October of last year, and I've made tens of thousands of dollars. I've probably done close to $100,000 in sales since October just from the event platform. Never mind my other stuff I do on LinkedIn and the other services I provide. But definitely get on LinkedIn event platform, and if you want help with that, just contact me after the show today. I'll be happy to help you. Yeah, so getting back to your cover banner or photo, and then a lot of times what I'll do is I will go to their profile and I'll see who they are in their profile, and if they have no cover banner or their cover banner sucks, or they don't have anything else happening on the cover banner, see like Rollis's thing, yeah, that's called creator mode on LinkedIn. It's brand new. I'll be recording my creator mode video very, very soon to put on my profile. And so I just got approved for creator mode. I just got approved for LinkedIn Live. As you can see, creator mode gives you a couple of things. It shows you how many followers. This guy has over 30,000 followers. Isn't that amazing? Really incredible what LinkedIn can do for you. One thing I see Rollis has done that hasn't done properly is the people also viewed button. So you want to turn that off. I call it the shiny squirrel syndrome. You just go to your Me button, go to settings and privacy, and at the very top of your settings and privacy there's a button to turn people also viewed off. But it doesn't turn the people you may know button on, but at least you have one of them off there. And I find that people won't be distracted, because usually people also viewed as people who are in your industry. So they go, oh, here's this person over here. You finally got them to your profile, but then all of a sudden they pop off because they go, oh, look over here, what's happening with this person over here. I think I'll go on their profile also and see who they are. So very, very important. Here are samples of cover banners I just love, and I put together this little picture here for you. So, once again, invest some time and money into your cover banner and your headshot. Your headshot should be done professionally, not necessarily by a professional photographer, but make sure if you're in business, wear business attire, right? If you're the owner of a spa, wear spa attire. If you're the owner of a great resort, wear a Hawaiian shirt with a Mai Tai in your hand and say, welcome, I'd love to have you come over here. So it all depends on what you do for yourself for a living. And but if you want to have a great first impression, make sure you have an awesome cover banner and an awesome personal profile. And you can even use your smart cam on your smartphone. I mean, because smartphones now have cameras that have like 15 or 20 megapixels, super high definition, and don't just take one picture. I've had so many clients come to me when I'm redoing their profiles for them on my profile makeover service, and they send me one picture. It's like, take a dozen shots at least, different angles, different levels of smiling, different different lengths as far as how low they go on your chest, whatever, right? But people want to work with people. So I've also seen people's profiles, or people who have multiple profiles on LinkedIn. I've seen that where they have multiple profiles, and a few of their profiles are what do you call it? Their company profile with a company logo. That's all. I think someone's not muted at all. Can you mute yourself if you're not talking right now? Or everybody just mute yourself, please, so I'm not hearing any background sound at all. I'll mute you guys later on so you can ask questions, all right? Why optimize your profile on LinkedIn? So, when you go to the search bar on LinkedIn and you type in something like a key phrase like marketing expert, well, if you have an optimized profile on LinkedIn, and actually LinkedIn will tell you how optimized your profile is, whether you're all-star or not, by when you scroll down and you see a little piece of section on your profile that tells you actually, where you are in your profile and how optimized it is. So it's very, very important that you have a really optimized profile, and you have the things like, rich media, You have PDFs and videos on there. So super, super important. I think someone had a thank you very much, Eric. So your LinkedIn profile is not a job title alone. Don't make it too general. So the 4 things, write this down here. The 4 things that people want to know when they come to your profile are, who are you? You can take a screenshot of this also. Who are you? What do you do? What can you do for me? And why should I use your services as opposed to the hundreds or thousands or sometimes hundreds of thousands? So if you type in, like, say, marketing expert on LinkedIn, you probably find, 100,000 people with that title in the profile, or that phrase in their profile. So it's very, very important that you have a profile that does all that. So as you can see, for like Rollis's profile, it's more than just, owner of the company, right? And on my profile, you can see I have this really cool thing called the pipe. So this thing over here is called the pipe. I like separating it. I think it's really, really great. And the way you do that is the pipe key is above your enter key on your keyboard when you press down your shift key. So it's the key above your enter key on your keyboard, pressing down the shift key. And then, maybe have a call to action on your banner or on this information over here. Like, connect with me, send me a private message. Love to hear from you. Super, super important that you have all these things done properly, because once again, you only get one chance to impress people and have them A, accept your connection request, and then B, people also come to me and say, I get people accepting my connection requests, but I send them messages on LinkedIn to my first connections and no one responds. So the messages you send on LinkedIn are also very, very important. I'll be going over that a little more later on. And I also have messaging templates if anybody wants them, just connect with me afterwards. But the messaging shouldn't be just buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. It should be questions. It should be, polls. Polls are very big on LinkedIn right now also. So questions, polls, and remember, above all else, try to provide value on LinkedIn. If you don't provide value and people see you as someone who just sells their stuff all the time, no one's going to reply to you on your messaging at all. And you'll get no engagement. You get no traction on your messaging. But also conversely, don't give up. I've had people connect with me or finally message me after like 7 messages. So, people say they need 7 touch points. Well, if your first message doesn't go well, don't give up. Try a second, third, and fourth message. I'll usually message my entire list 2 or 3 times the whole year. So I'm not spamming them, but I do reach out to people and offer them free help. Like, I'll do a free 30-minute profile audit with you for free of charge and tell you what you should do on your profile. Anybody who wants that, just connect with me and talk to me on LinkedIn. Send me a connection request. And here's my profile address in the chat box. There you go. Next is LinkedIn SEO. So SEO stands for search engine optimization. Usually SEO is connected to your website, so Google can find you on your website. So make sure you're using the keywords that you want to be found on LinkedIn. Like I said, marketing professional, marketing expert, high-level marketing services, but don't just stick them in there and all over the place. Use them thoughtfully. Use them so they can be read properly. You know how Google now only accepts phrases or ranks your website when the key phrases on your website are readable. Like, if you have a post that just says the same key phrase over and over again, Google doesn't rank your website very well. So make sure on your LinkedIn profile, you not only put in these key phrases, but also you put in what your value proposition is. What do you do that helps your potential clients and customers? And more importantly, why are you better than everybody else? So my test is for that headline piece that you saw beforehand. Can you put your headline piece on anybody else's profile and it works? If your headline isn't unique enough, and also your about section isn't unique enough that you can put it on anybody else who does the same thing you do, it's not unique enough for you. And you hear this already on a regular basis. People come to you and go, oh, you know what? Eric, you're amazing. I love working with you because you do ... Write that shit down, man, because those are the things you should be having on your profile and in your marketing language and on your website. People on a regular basis tell you how amazing you are, and if they don't tell you, if they, maybe ask your clients, hey, listen, you know what? I'm doing some stuff on LinkedIn. Why do you work with me? Why do you love working with me? What do I do? What do I do differently than anybody else does out there? Why me, right? And then write that stuff down again, and do that. Here's some examples of headlines. Human resources consultant, the pipe, helping smart managers keep their employees engaged and productive. Salesforce trainer, are you pushing your CRM to its full potential? No? Contact me, I'll help you. So right when there's an offer right there, right? Here's some other headline examples. I equip businesses to 10 times their end user interactions, boosting sales, leads, conversions, and collections. Okay? LinkedIn Video Coach. I help individuals, companies, and create video content to generate growth, leads, and revenue on LinkedIn. Direct message me today, right? I grabbed that from her. I'll be very honest. I grabbed that DM from her profile. The summary section is now called the About section. This is a guts of your LinkedIn profile. You have 2,000 characters, not words, but characters to tell people how you are set across from the pack. Remarkably, how people have terrible summaries, so make sure you really look at your summary. And also, when is the last time you updated your profile for your contact info? How many of us, and maybe just raise your hands on LinkedIn in the reaction section on there, and how many of you have gone to someone's profile on LinkedIn and the contact information is old and outdated? Right? Maybe just type in the chat box yes or no. Has that happened to you beforehand? You want to, contact somebody, and you go to the contact information, and their email doesn't work or the website doesn't work. Has that happened to you? Just type in yes or no in the chat box, please, right now, so I can see everybody who's gone through there. Anybody? Yes or no? No? Okay. We'll move on here. Your about section is not just a job description. Oh, thank you. Yes, Rollins. One person says yes. It should not be about you. And I should answer also the question, what can you do for me? Your summary should address the problems you solve for your customers, clients, or your company solves, right? And you hear about this all the time. What are the problems that your clients always come to you saying they're having troubles with? Write those things down on paper and somehow copyright it properly for your summary about the problems you solve. Remember, there are so many people on LinkedIn who probably do exactly what you do. How do you stand out from the crowd? What makes you unique? And you can see from my profile over here, very, very important. What your summary should do, what are your clients looking for, what are their pain points, the problems you solve for your clients. You have the right key phrases in there and terminology for your audience, but don't make it overly technical. I once helped out one guy who was in I think the oil and gas industry, and he had all these words on his summary that he said his potential audience, knew about. But then I talked to other people in the oil and gas industry, and many of them said that even they didn't know what he was talking about. That everybody had to basically look it up myself personally to see what exactly this meant. And so don't make your stuff too over technical on your profile, but definitely have technical terms that your audience looks at. So the next thing is, how do you also overcome that trust threshold? Your profile should make you look like you're the absolute expert in your field, right? Also, the trust threshold should be, overcome by what your LinkedIn profile says. How many groups you're in. Are you doing events on a regular basis? Are you doing videos on a regular basis? What are you doing on your LinkedIn profile that makes you look like the absolute expert in your field? So they go, well, why would I go anywhere else? I mean, this is a person. Because let's face it, right? People want to work with the guy or the gal in the industry who's the absolute expert. Let's see what timing's like. We've got half an hour left. That's good. Demonstrate your passion, show some personality, have some fun, use the I word, intrigue your readers, win credibility. Um, when I'm writing my articles or posts, a lot of times I'll think, what does the newspaper do? They have a great headline that sucks you in, a sub headline that even intrigues you even more, and then they have the body of the article, the body of the post with some information, as well as you see people posting on LinkedIn now, the way they post their information, they do everything with a line and then a space and then a line again. Don't put all your stuff crowded together. It's too hard to read on LinkedIn. So I find that is the way people do it now on LinkedIn for posts and articles. Make it very easy to read. Here's some other great profile headlines. I'll just pop that to here on the chat box on Zoom. Boom, 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 boom. Chat box. Here we are. There we go. And you can look at that information there. Rich media content, very, very important. I see so many of my clients that come to me that have no rich media content on their profile. And here is where rich media content comes in on your profile on LinkedIn, all in this section over here. In your feature section, and as you can see, when I scroll down on LinkedIn, this little add section button comes up, and you can click on the add featured. You can click on links. Um, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but LinkedIn has a 10-minute time limit for videos unless you put a LinkedIn from, let's say, YouTube. Then it's unlimited, basically. You can put a long video, you can put an hour video on there, although one would recommend it. The average time people look at videos on LinkedIn, unless they're really, really important and really amazing, is usually about a minute to a minute and 30 seconds. But then you have your media section over here. We can add JPEGs, PDFs, PNGs, right? All the documentation you can put on there. And then you have information about your background, your accomplishments. Charity work is also very important. Here's the information about your about section. Here's information about your intro section, right? Your skill set. Also, people ask me, should I have a company page? And my take on this here is yes, but your company page will never usually outperform your profile page. It's one of those things like, when people ask you what your website is, no one wants to say, well, I don't have a website at all, right? Right? It's like one of those things where I hope you have a website. I hope you have this, right? To make yourself credibility. Are all your I's dotted and T's crossed? Another thing probably I'll be talking about in the end of this presentation here is recommendations. Recommendations are like Google reviews or testimonials. My personal take on those things is the more the merrier. I've had conversations with other people in other groups, and some people say, "Oh yeah, no, don't have a lot of them. Just have all the people you have should be really important people on LinkedIn." And my whole thing is, well, yeah, you want to have a combination of both. Recommendations from very important people, and the great thing about LinkedIn is you can go to people's profiles by just clicking on their name, right, and seeing who they are. But my whole thing is I want to bowl people over. I want to have so many recommendations. People go, holy shit, you got like 500 recommendations? That's amazing. You must be doing an amazing job out there. Because I see people who have recommendations, they have 20 or 30. Usually, though, they have very, very few. They have like 5 or 10. And usually what I see are recommendations that are at least a year old. So, people come to me and go, what have you been doing for the last year? Have you not been doing any work at all? No, I just haven't reached out to anybody for recommendations at all. So make sure that when you're working with your client or you're trying to help people out, ask for a recommendation. And how do you do that? Well, let's go back to Rollis's account. I hope you don't mind you using your account, Rollis. All you do is you click on the More button, request a recommendation, how you know the person, Rollis is a client of mine, my position at my company, and then you can put either a customized message here, or a just click on the the regular recommendation request you have on here. The odd time, I'll tell my clients that if you know the person you're asking for a recommendation is really, really busy, you can do something like this over here. Hey, Rollis, I know you're very busy, so I took the liberty of writing the recommendation for you, but feel free to change it however you want to. And then I'll write the recommendation or just post the recommendation in there. And they can change it how they want to, and that gives them the out, because how many of us have asked for recommendations possibly from people, and then the person says yes, I'll give it to you, but they don't they actually don't do it because of the fact that they how did it pop up here again? Oh, they don't have time for it, or they forgot about it. So that's what I do a lot of times also, and then you click on send afterwards. That's all. How to rank on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn has this SSI score, and here is the link to it on LinkedIn. So this is going to be worth the price of admission today, people, because I just went on a training session with somebody who told me how to dramatically increase my SSI score. So I'm not sure if I can go there right now. Let's see if this works for me. Ah, here we are at 80. I'm at 80 right now. I was at 74 beforehand, and they told me that if I go on to, so what I did is I created a group chat with people from an event I was just at last week, and on the group chat, every single day, everybody has to post their content from their LinkedIn profile feed, and you go onto your profile over here once again, and it's very, very important how you do this. Here's my content on LinkedIn. I click on the actual link, but then I click on the copy link to post. And as you can see, here's the information here. But watch what happens. The link on my browser changes slightly. And especially has this, you can always tell the right thing you have over here is these last couple letters at the very, very end. The same information exactly. And then what they do is they go on here and they have to like, comment, and not just a comment like great post, but more of a longer comment, and share. If you do that every single day on other people's content on LinkedIn, you will see an immediate bump on your SSI score. And the higher your SSI score on LinkedIn, the more LinkedIn will roll out your content and let people see your profile when people are doing a search on LinkedIn for people in your industry. And I never knew that beforehand, and that's like gold information right there. Hope you guys like that little tip there. Articles and posts. Clients always ask me why it's so important to be posting articles and posts, and especially video content, on a regular basis. It's because LinkedIn will show more people your information if you're posting content on a regular basis, especially in the first 60 minutes, if people like, share, and recommend your content to their audience. Usually in the very, very beginning, and I learned this in the video creation course with Shay Rowbottom, she's amazing. Usually, people will like and post your information, or LinkedIn will show only 10% of your audience that information until LinkedIn sees that your content is being liked, shared, and commented on a regular basis, and more people are doing that. And then it'll start showing more people your content in your first connections, and then as your content in your posts and your followers increase, then LinkedIn will start showing your content to second and third connections of people in your audience there. I have an article writing formula. When I'm thinking of topics for an article or a post, I usually find my first couple of lines or my first sentence. I Google it, and then I see on Google what are other people writing about on the Google on their articles and posts, and then I have some idea of how to structure my information. I'm not saying plagiarize it or copy it. I'm just saying it opens the mind up to what people are writing about on there. Leadership, what kind of engagement can get following this advice? Well, this lady, I follow this lady, and I first started following her about 3 years ago. She had maybe a 500,000 followers on her profile, and she does video content on a regular basis. And she's from Trinidad and Tobago. She's not even in the USA or Canada. So, and I'm not trying to say that's the wrong, bad place to be in. I'm just saying, anybody and anywhere in the world can have this happen. And now she probably has close to 4 million followers because this screenshot was taken probably about 4 months ago. So you can find her on LinkedIn. And, when you have 3.6 million followers, guess what? You have a massive inbound lead generation and marketing funnel coming into your profile on a regular basis. So let's see here. Make sure you have your proper business professional experience. So on your experiences on LinkedIn, make sure, let's say you are a photographer for your whole life, and all of a sudden one day you decided, I'm not going to be a photographer anymore. I'm going to be a financial advisor. And this actually happened to a client of mine. I told him to take off almost all of his all of his photography information because, once again, people want to work with the absolute expert in their field. So they're wondering, well, are you an expert photographer or are you an expert in the financial area? I want to work with the absolute expert in your field. So make sure your experience, unless it applies to the financial advisor field, make sure you only have stuff on your profile that is current, up to date, and applies to your business to make sure you look like the absolute expert in your field. And I have people cleaning up their profiles all the time. Here's my sample of my information on my experience section for my website and my company. Next thing I'll talk about is the LinkedIn event platform. I get so many people coming to my events from LinkedIn event platform. I think a lot of people didn't show up today because of that whole restream screw up, and I apologize for that. I try to get it working. Hopefully Rolls can help me out afterwards, figure this thing out here, because I didn't see, after I did what you told me to do, I didn't see it show up anywhere at all. So hopefully I can get this thing working properly on a regular basis. I'm sure I will. But the event platform is amazing. I've been using the LinkedIn event platform since October of last year, and I probably have done, $100,000 in sales just from the event platform. And the event platform is pretty amazing because from there, if you create your event properly on the event platform to bring people to your events, as well as also bring your clients to your profile, click on manage the event afterwards, manage attendees, and then you can go and click on this download registration details, and people will be able to, you'll be able to get their email addresses and their information from LinkedIn into this CSV you download. And then I always try to dovetail people. I'm not trying to spam them at all, but dovetail people onto an email marketing platform as well. So, the event platform is amazing. If you have a decent list like you do, Rollis, I'm sure you use the event platform all the time yourself personally. But, I've been using it and using it quite effectively for my clients as well. And all you do is click on the plus button from the home page. When you scroll down the left-hand side, click on events. This window pops up over here. You fill out all your information, your event name, description. A little harder to use, obviously, than the, let's say, Facebook Live, thing. But, I love the event platform because it's done very, very well for me. And I continue to use the event platform on a regular basis. I want to see you guys as my guests on my subsequent LinkedIn Lives. I'm just going to grab the link here to become a guest on my live. And here is the form. Boom, 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 boom. Do me a favor. If you want to be a guest on my live here, I'd love to have you. And chat button. No, you don't need Sales Navigator to do events at all. There. Who was that? Who asked that? Gene. Yeah. So, Eric asked me define article versus post. On a post is just simply a shorter article, basically. I'm not sure the length restriction is on a post as opposed to article. I think a post is 1,000 characters and an article is like 5,000 characters. But basically, I'm doing more posts than articles for sure. I only do a couple of articles now because I find that, especially for video content, like we did on the that high-end video creation course I took, it's all the videos go on posts, not on articles. And then last thing is, video marketing. Rollis knows this. If you do video marketing for yourself on LinkedIn, you can see once again a never-ending stream of leads. I used to use Facebook and AdWords on my, for myself personally for marketing and lead generation. I stopped doing that when I niched into LinkedIn. Now I just use basically LinkedIn as opposed to Facebook and Google AdWords, I was going to say, for myself. And I probably saved myself $250,000 over the last 13 years because I used to spend between $2,000 and $3,000 on AdWords and Facebook ads beforehand. And now I don't spend a dime on ads on LinkedIn at all. I tried LinkedIn advertising, didn't work very well for me personally, but it can work for you if you have a big budget for it. Wow. Well, I hope you guys got some great information today. I'm going to stop my share. If you want to book with me, here is my calendar booking information. Here's my profile on LinkedIn. If you want to book a 30-minute with me and just have a nice little chat to get to know each other. Yeah, and you want to contact me for that article writing formula, I'd be very, very happy to contact you. Oh, I sent that to Gene, sorry. Here's the information for contacting me. And now I would love to be able to unmute all of you. And let's see here. Unmute yourselves if you want to be unmuted. Ask to mute, ask to mute. So what questions you guys basically have? I'm pretty sure you can all unmute yourselves right now. Any direct questions you have about LinkedIn, I'll be very, very happy to answer them. If you want to share your screen, you can go and share your screen and show me your LinkedIn and tell me what you want to know about here. How can I help you? Anybody? Anybody? Come on, people. Supposed to be interactive here. Lorna? Anybody else?
Alan, well, you checked out mine.
Well, I just want to let you know that I think that the idea of upping your involvement through being part of a group is terrific. And we supposedly built a group out of the Strategic Alliance, but I don't.
Yeah.
It seems like they're posting at different times. I just committed to posting every day. I had been told there's too many experts out there.
So did you guys create a group for it, or did you guys create a group chat?
We did not create a group chat. We did a hashtag that they didn't find from anybody else. But I've been posting every day, but I haven't seen as many people commenting on
what we did for my group is we created a group chat on LinkedIn. So if you let me control your screen for 1 second, I'll just show you what I did and how I did it. Just say yes. So you go to messaging. You go over here at the very top and you go create new group conversation.
Okay.
And then you add all the people who are in your group from the event into the group chat. And that's where we post all our content for our group onto LinkedIn. That way we can all like, share, comment, and do those things every single day from our group chat, and we just go through it every single day because it's dated. It says today or yesterday, whatever it says there. But that's how we did it, and it's working really well for us.
So are you then going down and clicking on Dan's profile and seeing what he's?
No, Dan actually posts the link. Remember I showed you how to post a link to your post? I said go on your feed personally. So you go on to, is this you or this Sheldon?
It's not me.
Okay. Who is this here?
It's Lorna Rasmussen.
Okay. Who's sharing the screen though?
I don't know.
Is it Sheldon? Okay. Well, I'm going to share my screen instead. I thought you were sharing your screen, Lorna.
No, not mine.
Too funny. So yeah, here's our group chat. Where does it go to? There it is, right here. So here's our group chat. And people just put their information, like that link I told you about. And remember, see the little numbers at the very end? Here's a little thing over here. That's what you're looking for to post onto the group chat over here. And then we click on it, or right click on it usually, open the new tab. I'll go over here. It opens up. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sharing my screen yet. And then we go on to here. And then all I do is I like, share, and comment on it.
And
I'll
you
put
really
on
have to
a
do the
longer comment than just a great post, Michelle. Make sense?
And those comments are important because I was seeing people
very
doing
important.
liking.
And once again, a comment more than just great post. A little comment Kim put over here. Look how long it is.
Yeah.
Right? That's the kind of comment you're looking for.
Does it matter?
Like, comment, and share.
And do you do all three on each of them?
All three on each one, yeah.
Okay. And does it matter when you do this? After they put
well,
it
you
up,
want to do it as soon as they post it on there. So you're supposed to put the link onto the group chat as soon as you've done it on yourself on your own LinkedIn. So as soon as you've gone to the home button and created your post here, and then you create the post with the content of the video or the graphic over here, and then you post it, and then you go onto your personal feed on LinkedIn, view profile, go to here, go to my feed here.
Yeah.
And then you click on the copy link to post. And then you pop it in to make sure it looks right. Paste. Make sure it has those little numbers at the very end or letters at the very end, like that. And then you post that in the group chat.
Okay, gotcha. That's a much better system. I appreciate you showing it.
It's working really well for us. And so far, my SSI score has gone up 4 points in a couple of days. I was 76 beforehand. And I imagine it'll go up to 84, hopefully, next jump after I do this a couple more days.
Okay.
Hey, Alan,
anybody have any questions at all?
I posted a link to my profile. I know you can't do it like total workshop, but if you want to take it once over and see if there's anything you see right off the bat that needs to change, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, just go into my calendar booking link on the chat box. Book a 30-minute with me, Eric. I'd be happy to go over with a free profile audit for you. Anybody else have questions at all? Anybody?
Yeah, I was wondering how you get involved in those group chats that you're throwing.
So you gotta coordinate. So were you at the Strategic Alliance Live there, Shell?
I don't think so. No.
No, it's probably you know if you were.
Yeah.
So yeah, you weren't. Okay. So yeah, you gotta get. We were Lauren and I were at a big event last week. And so one of the things the event organizer did was he made us go and do these things over here. We had a breakout room like this over here, and then we did that. So anybody who wants to be part of my chat, do a chat with me. Just private message me. We'll put together another one, and that way you can get your SSI score up. Yes, Marianne?
I wonder, so when I do Facebook, I just like choose 3 groups that I participate actively. What about LinkedIn? Do you just choose like 3 and then you participate in 3?
Yeah, I would say even one or two even. I find that managing the group chat and doing all those things takes a lot of my time.
And
you never know when people are going to post, so I'm going on there a couple times a day.
And when you participate in a chat, you just participate in the way that you described. So
yeah, you put on here's my link for the day. Then make sure you pop the proper URL for the link in the chat box, and then people are supposed to, if everybody agrees to what they're supposed to do there properly, they're supposed to go and do that.
So when you are providing value, your value is through your article that have been written on your
article or post, yeah.
Yeah, and do you provide value? Like with like one paragraph, just commenting on somebody's needs in that group? Do you do that?
You go on their article or post the way I showed you. I usually right-click on them, open a new tab. That way it doesn't take me off that page or that original group chat at all. I right-click, open link new post, or open post in new window or link new window, right, or new tab, right, and then I go to the bottom part where I can link or I can post or comment one on it, and then I just click on the like button. I create a, I read what it's saying first, obviously, on there, and I make some kind of comment on there that is relevant, that is longer than great post kind of thing, and then I share it also.
Okay, and then you do it in 2 groups on a regular basis.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Thank you so much.
Anybody else at all? Questions about questions? Okay.
So
go ahead.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So are you saying, I was trying to follow what Marianne was saying. Are you saying that if you were interested in creating another chat group and you would actually post the same article in both chat groups?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, you're getting just more eyeballs on yours and more.
You're getting more people to participate in the whole thing. Hopefully your SSI score goes up. I'm not sure if it goes up from you doing your stuff on their stuff or them doing their stuff on your stuff. That wasn't really clear in our event.
But what you're ending up doing is not only are people commenting double on yours, but you're having double the work to do in terms of going in and
exactly, yeah, exactly. Okay. But as you can see, I was very impressed that my score went up all of a sudden. Right. So yeah, I was very impressed by what happened with that situation right away, and it happened right away almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alan, I have a question when you're ready. Hi. Yeah, I want to ask you about the raising capital. There's a thing about when you're meeting people and you're saying, okay, I've got this company I want to raise capital for. There's 2 different laws. One is if you're already connected to them, then they can be considered, I forget what it's called, some type of a relationship, a pre-existing relationship, versus one of these meetings, where you're meeting people. And I know that I've done several startups, raised millions, and the attorneys have told me that if there is this thing where if you have a connection through like a social media thing, that can be considered a pre-existing relationship, so you can actually invite people to that. Have you ever been involved with any capital raising?
I've done that for my clients, and what I usually do is if they're doing like an event, on the event page, you'll see people on the event page who are not first connections, but they're second and third connections. Let's go to my event page here for a second. So what I'll do on this page over here, where's my event page? Boom, 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 boom. So here's my event page. So I'm going to message everybody from my event page here. So as you can see, I can go here, click on this button here, shows my attendees. So Christine Fitzgerald is not my first connection. So what I'll do past here is I'll go into my system and send her a connection request. And then once I have a connection request, then I can direct message her. So that would be my recommendation to you, is don't direct message somebody until they are your first connection. Because I believe when they, like LinkedIn rules saying that once they're your first connection, they actually agree to receive, private correspondences from you. And I'm not sure if that, that fulfills the castle or the regulations or the compliance regulations for your industry.
Right. No, that's really good. The whole issue is that, when you have a startup, let's say we have one right now, and we're raising $10 million for it, and if I give you information on that, there's a certain amount of disclosures that are supposed to precede that, like, warnings, the 9 out of 10 fail, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And so if you're connected and you've had a conversation regarding anything really, and now you say, look, we want to invite you to this event where, this is what we're doing. We're working in AI, or we're working in crypto, or we're working in whatever. And then they go ahead and do it. So you actually will manage these type of events for clients?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah, I'll put them together. I'll manage them. What I would probably do on that situation is I would actually put that disclaimer on the event page.
Right. That's great. Okay. Well, I've already got an appointment with you on your
awesome.
calendar.
Yes. Go ahead.
I have a question. Do you, like on Facebook, if you do some things, you will lose your audience. Like if you put like a link, link
you're
inside.
violating Facebook rules and regulations. Yeah.
Yeah. So can you just briefly just share anything that you are not that you would rather not to do and linked it, so you just not lose the audience, like on Facebook?
Yeah. So LinkedIn has a couple of rules and regulations. LinkedIn came out with a brand new rule that you can only send out 100 connection requests a week now. That's platform wide, all 870 million people. You can only send out 100 connection requests a week. I've also noticed that if I try to message my first connections any more than 150 messages a day, LinkedIn temporarily suspended my profile. I've had that happen recently about 4 times now, so I'm not worried about them permanently doing it, because LinkedIn, I think it wasn't LinkedIn themselves, like it wasn't an actual person. I think it was LinkedIn AI or the bots, whatever. They actually said, oh, you're messaging a lot of people all of a sudden. We're going to temporarily suspend you until you once again show your driver's license. So, just common sense stuff. Don't spam people to death. Try to provide value. If once again all you're doing is going buy for me, buy for me, buy for me, then people are going to tell you to go F off, right? Provide value. I always try to provide as much free information as possible.
If I may be at liberty to ask the question. So when I use the Facebook as my core marketing channel, I combine selling, like providing value, and some private.
That call to action at the very end, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you do on LinkedIn? Because LinkedIn is more supposed for like professionals. So when I contact like on LinkedIn, people that I do know that are CEO, they are top executives. So but I still want to look like a real person, not like a, what do you recommend
like
about
a spammy marketer? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, once again, provide great content, provide great value. At the very, very end, try to do a soft call to action, connect with you, talk to you, book appointment with you, and then go from there. Anyways, guys, it's been a great hour. I'm going to post this video on the event page for afterwards, and I'm going to try to figure out why this live streaming thing didn't work properly, and hopefully next time. In the chat box, please click on the file, save chat to your computer, because I want to have you guys as a guest on my show, and the link to fill out my form is in the chat box. So book a 30-minute meeting with me. We'll talk about your business, as well as you'll fill out my as well as I'll fill out that form on there. Yeah, Leanne, we started an hour ago. Next time, though, I'll be having Leanne as a guest. I know that for sure. So, yeah, anyways, guys, you guys have a great day. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next Thursday. Well, bye-bye.